All right, so the race is underway. We're going to go through the prologue here. A quick rundown of the general moves in the game. Madeline has a dash, a jump, and a grab, and she will combine all of those as well as some other special tech to ascend the mountain.
Really, the only important thing here in prologue is we just jump a bunch because it saves you speed up a very small amount whenever you jump, and that saves like a second throughout all the prologue because we can't dash yet. But now when we move into chapter 1 is where we get to use the dash for the first time and show off all of like the cool tech we can do with it.
Yes, and with chapter 1, it's a very nice intro level, so to speak, to really show off the mechanics of the game.
So the first important thing to explain is just how like all the different types of dash works. So basically, if you dash and then jump, you keep your speed of the dash in the air. And so basically what this allows you to do is just move fast for a longer amount of time. And also if you do the same thing but hold down at the same time, you get extra speed with less height, and that's known as a hyper dash. And interestingly, there's a small window, if you jump right after your dash ends, you can keep the speed but get your dash back, and that's known as either an extended dash jump or an extended hyper. And we use those in most rooms to get a lot of distance, and we can skip a lot of things with that. Another important thing to show here is what Ben just did like 3 of, called a wall bounce, where if you dash up vertically against a wall, and then wall jump during your dash, you get some extra speed and height there.
And with that, Benteezy is finished with the first chapter. The game is going to be based on the in-game timer, which is shown on both players' screens there. So they aren't going to necessarily be in sync. Players might take a short break in between chapters where the in-game timer actually is not active. So we're going to jump right into chapter 2 here. Cookie, would you like to explain some of the new mechanics in this wonderful level?
So the main new mechanic in the second chapter are the dream blocks, which are coming up in just a second. But first, before that, Benteezy is going to go for a small glitch here, where if you skip this cutscene up high enough, the cutscene doesn't change your vertical position, but it changes your horizontal position. So you can end up inside the dream block after that cutscene, and that saves a couple seconds. Another quick thing Ben's doing there, after you gain speed from your dash, so another thing I kind of forgot to mention because I'm dumb is wave dashing, where basically you dash down and to a direction on the ground, and then if you jump after it, you get a lot of speed. It's very similar to normal dashing jumps. But basically, after a normal dash jump or whatever, if you get your dash back and then you dash diagonally down and right again, you can get even more speed than normal, and that's known as a hyper. Ooh, Ben doing a weird reverse there. So now he's also in this battle and chase. They follow you at like 3 seconds behind you. They're not really a big deal until the last couple of rooms, like you've seen there. Ben took a pretty bad death.
All right, and Lv99Weeb now entering the Dream Blocks section where they're all activated. As Benteezy is going to clear out the battle line chase sequence and make a mad dash to telephone, which we won't go into because it is story related. One of the nice things about Celeste for a speedrun game is that you can skip every single cutscene, so it really allows the runners to really just dive in and get to the nuts and bolts of the race.
Yeah, so you can really just see her from like Benteezy's side, the real like amount of speed and cool stuff you can do with just like dashes and ultras and stuff. It's crazy the amount of speed you can get up, like especially in tasks. Anyways, Benteezy's had a very solid first 2 chapters, except for that one death earlier in the battle and chase.
And now he's jumping into my favorite chapter of the game, chapter 3. This is the resort level. We have a new mechanic where we have these dust bunnies, and basically if you run into them, it's going to result into a death. Also, what's particular about this chapter is cycles come into play. You have the cycles when you enter the room, as well as if you die. So it is imperative for runners to learn either to re-enter a room or to learn both strats, just so they can clear out in case a death happens.
And probably the biggest difference about Resort is it introduces this crazy new mechanic known as keys.
Yes, there are certain sections where you are required to grab a key to unlock certain rooms. For example, this room right here. And what's nice about it is, unlike the strawberries, if it's trailing behind you and you die, the key will stick with you, and we'll use that to exploit a nice save. Speaking of save, Benteezy nice missing a jump there and using the spring to save that room.
And it looks like Lv99Weeb is finishing up his battling section now.
And Benteezy getting ready to head into the huge mess section of Chapter 3. Starts out with a nice little maze of clutter. And the objective here is we're going to be doing the best we can to clean this up by slamming ourselves into some bubbles that will magically reorganize particular items in this room. Now, Lv99Weeb going through the Awake section of Chapter 2. With that section, there's not a lot of obstacles. It's really just based on your movement and really trying to get through each room as clean as possible. He's doing a fantastic job here. Looks like he might get to a total time of under 620, which he does.
So there was a small strat Benteezy did a couple of rooms back where basically, as long as you're moving away from spikes, they won't kill you. So back there, we can kind of just jump directly off of them, and that saves a couple seconds. But it is still relatively precise, and he kind of struggled with it a little bit.
And now Lv99Weeb entering the resort as well. Missing his dash there. Another thing to point out too, when you transition between rooms, you will replenish your dash, which is used in a lot of instances. For example, in that part, we're able to actually skip some climbing to get to the key. But also, it really sets up a lot of momentum opportunities by hypering into a room, as we'll see in further chapters.
Benteezy doing a really good job on these later rooms of huge mess. These cycles are actually pretty precise. And if you mess up, you can easily just like not have a good time.
And Benteezy is finishing up the huge mess section and heading into the elevator shaft. There's a lot of vertical climbing here and some... I can't remember the name of them. I'm sorry. These these coins that will activate these doors and let them in. This is a nice little door, but
actually, yeah. What are the name of these?
I always forget them. I really forgot. I was gonna say they're keys, but we've kind of covered that already. But yeah. So you hit them all to activate a room, and or not a room, activate a door to let them slide in and allow you to progress. And even though Benteezy had a little mishap there, he's making up some great time and had very clean section there. He's heading to our skip. I'll let Cookie go ahead and explain this.
So basically, just by chaining a series of hyper dashes, we can go through that room really quickly. That's a lot more hard than it, a lot harder than it looks. Jeez. And then at the end we reset there, and because we are like, yeah, reset, and then because we keep the key after death, we're just back at the start of the room with the key. And that saves a couple seconds. So now Ben's moving into this Oshiro fight here. Basically, he just comes from the left and charges straight at you. You can jump on him, but most of the time we want to completely avoid him because getting close to him slows down the game. He's not a super huge deal for most of these rooms, but for the last couple coming up really soon, the rooms are super long, and sometimes towards the end, Oshiro can get a little weird and start to really cause trouble.
Also, a death in these longer rooms, especially near the end, can be very detrimental to someone's time. Oh, that was a very close call there. Particularly with the last room. And now we have Lv99Weeb going through the huge mess section as well. Making good work here as Benteezy is clearing up, making it halfway through this long room. One more dash and he should be good to go. Woo, okay.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was clutch. Nice awareness of where Oshiro was, because if he would have just tried to go and finish that off, that would have been a death in probably the worst amount of time loss that he could suffer.
Yeah, even with a pretty decent amount of deaths there, he still finishes it up with a 5:20, which is a very solid time.
Alright, so we are now in Golden Ridge. This section has a few new... Well, every chapter has gimmicks that are catered to the level. For the Ridge, we're going to see some wind, as you see here. Wow, and Benteezy is not afraid of it at all. And we also have these green bubbles, which he's also clearing through. So the wind mechanic is... it basically prevents Madeline from moving forward. However, if she utilizes her dash, is able to withstand the wind, basically. And then with these green bubbles, when you're in them, if you press a direction, they will basically boost you out, and you'll also have your dash as well. And it allows for some really intricate opportunities to navigate this level.
And now also in this room that Benteezy's in, he's going to go for another spike jump. That was very solid. So now another big fun part of these chapters are the auto scrollers using these blocks. Unfortunately, we can skip most of them. Ooh, looks like Ben was going for an ultra strat there. I think you can ultra off the top of the block, but unfortunately makes a mistake. Ah, yeah.
Oh, he's going for it. I want to see him make it.
Seems like he got hecked by the corner there.
While that's going on, we have Lv99Weeb going through the laundry section of the huge mess, so he's almost in the clear here.
No! Ben goes too far. He gets too much speed and isn't ready.
That was really fast. Oh, getting a head bonk there. So he's going to keep going for it.
And
nice.
He gets it there.
All right, and with that, also Lv99Weeb finishing up the laundry section and getting out of the huge mess and heading into elevator shaft.
Oh no, it actually looks like Lv99Weeb did the mess section in a bit of a different order from the main standard, so we still got one section to go.
I apologize. Now, if you notice now, since he did a different route, the rooms are actually different from Benteezy's route. So there's that middle stack of books or whatever is missing. So it does change the layout. The route that we choose is mainly set because it's as you exit, you're the closest to Oshiro. So that's the madness behind our decision on going on that route. I've actually never seen how that room looks when you do it differently, so it actually looks really hard.
So now Ben is moving into the harsh wind section. This has a bunch of really complicated movement, and it also introduces these snowballs, which are basically Oshiro, but they come from the other side, so they're even more annoying, and don't have a warning beforehand, so they can cause a lot of trouble. But it looks like Ben just knows what he's doing. He's not going to have to worry about them, even using one in there in order to get some extra speed.
Wow, very nice last screen there from Benteezy. Nicely done. He's going to wrap up Chapter 4 with a Is it 404?
Yeah, it's a 404. So, like, if you take out the time he spent going for that auto scroller skip and messing it up, that's actually a very solid chapter.
Yeah, and that is one of the biggest things about Chapter 4. Each room has just these small time saves that really add up and can lead to about almost like a high 2-minute or low 3-minute time. And there's a lot of instances where the skips are near the end of the screen. So if you die, you lose a lot of time as well. So you'll see runners anywhere from like high 2 minutes to low 4 minutes, really depending on where they die or if they die at all. And now Benteezy is going into the Mirror Temple as Lv99Weeb is hitting the Oshiro fight. So we got more mechanics here in the temple. We have these red bubbles, which are similar to the green ones, except they go on indefinitely until they collide with an object or if you dash out of them. We also have those lovely blade spinner things, which are on a set path. And a touch from those is the death as well. And later on, we'll have some special guests that I'll have Cookie explain when we get to them.
Yeah, so now coming from the next room, Ben looks like he's not going for the strat, but there's a couple of ways you can use like these dash blocks in several rooms in order to gain a lot of speed and like skip things. And we'll definitely be seeing that later for sure. I don't think he's going to be going for double bubble skip, so these rooms are pretty simple. But just coming up, you need to make sure to not die, because they're not super hard, but these rooms are super long.
Oh, that's a rough death from Lv99Weeb, having to do the whole screen over. As Benteezy moves on to now our Seeker room. So I'll let Cookie take this over.
So this Seeker here, it basically acts as like kind of what an underwater section is. You can basically dash wherever with the Seeker. And then that section's not super important though. And now that we've killed Madeline with a Seeker, we get to meet the actual Seekers and have some fun. So coming up in these next rooms, this next room, it introduces the actual Seekers. Ooh, Ben unfortunately retrying too early because they're the same spot in the menu as skip cutscene. That's quite unfortunate. So these Seekers here, they basically just like, they try to attack you, but the nice thing about them is we can like kill them kind of by jumping on them, and we can also use them to collect coins, as you see right there. So we'll be using that in a couple of rooms, but mostly these guys are just very annoying.
Alright, Lv99Weeb is moving into Golden Ridge now, as Benteezy is making quick work of each of these rooms. Hang on to the last Seeker room here before we move on to the Search section, which has one of the biggest skips in the game. If you're looking to learn how to run Celeste, this is definitely one of the skips that you want to get under your belt first, as it saves anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes. And so basically what Benteezy is going to do is he's going to be doing a reverse dash jump, and with that he's able to clear this. Okay, well, he ran into some spikes there, but he's going to clear this gap, and with another dash, he's going to make it across just like that and move on.
Another important thing about the Seekers is, just like Oshiro earlier, getting close to them does like slow down the game. So most of the time you want to stay as far away as possible, unless you have to use them, just like in this room. So now Ben is moving into the Theo section, which is mainly known to be one of the hardest parts of this whole run, because in addition to like doing your normal crazy movement stuff, you also have to carry this guy.
Yes, and while carrying Theo, you are limited on movement, but you can bypass that by tossing him and then performing either a hyper dash or a dash jump, which will, once you grab him again, you maintain your momentum, as you see here. So Madeline basically doing a lot of volleyball strats. Wow, that was very close. Oh my gosh. And,
I thought he was dead.
Yeah, and we're going to see a nice little skip here. Let's see. Nice, he gets it. So with that dash block there, Madeline is able to get some nice air by hypering, jumping, and basically grabbing Theo around the same time. And now throwing Theo in a pit there.
And Lv99Weeb decided to just take the auto-scroller safe. Saves like 45 seconds over Ben.
And now Benteezy in the final room here. So we got these doors clamping down and some sound waves or some mystic kind of energy pushing Madeline back. But it's no problem for Ben as he finishes off very nicely. Let me see if I can see the score here. Or the score at the time, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he just barely pulls out a sub-5.
Oh, 4:59. I'm sorry. Alright, and Lv99Weeb moving through the wind very nicely as he's climbing up this ridge here. I think Ben is taking a short pause before he heads into reflection.
So there are two main new mechanics here in Reflection. The first one is these feathers, which you can see using here. For the most part, these are pretty simple, but the important thing about the feathers is when you're using a feather, if you can get to the next feather in like series without... Okay, Ben just pulling off lake skip first try. That's like a big skip. Wow. That's really hard, but... So the feathers is if you can get to the next one before your first one runs out, it saves like half a second, and that's really important in some rooms because there's a bunch of cycles later. And then also in general, it's just nice to save time. And then the other new mechanic here are these crush blocks or Kevin blocks. And these, you just dash into them, and then they move really fast in one direction. We can use them for momentum, like we'll see here from Ben.
And now Lv99Weeb heading through the final leg of ridge here with the high gusts and winds. Making great work of that room right there as he moves into the auto-scroller block.
Also, another small thing I forgot to mention in this chapter, there's also bumpers, but they're pretty consistent. A small mechanic that saves time in a couple of rooms is if you actually hold away from the bumpers when you like hit them, you get extra distance. And actually, it looks like Ben is taking an alternate route to what most people use. It actually turns out this top route is a little bit faster if you can do it correctly, but it looks like Ben's having a little bit of trouble here. And now Lv99Weeb is in like the last 2 screens of Chapter 4. Will be done very soon. So an important thing about the room Benteezy's in, this is like an intended shortcut and everything, but you need to be really careful because if you die at the end, normally there's a bunch of checkpoints, but we skip them by falling through the stage. So if you die there, it can lose a lot of time. And it looks like Lv99Weeb finishes up his ridge.
And so over on Benteezy's screen, we're going to be setting up for the Battle Line boost, doing a little swag there, nice movement. So we use that momentum from the block to get a nice boost and get us straight into the battle line fight. Get some hey-yas in the chat. And as I run through and explain this fight here. So pretty much it is a one-on-one brawl between Madeline and Madeline. And Madeline is using everything that she can to pretty much prevent Madeline to come up and play tag with her, so to speak. So we got these blocks falling down. Madeline will shoot lasers, as well as these orbs that will kind of track Madeline, at least where her location is. But this whole area has been somewhat optimized very well. So you're going to see a lot of the same kind of procedures and routes from a lot of runners. And Benteezy making great work here as Lv99Weeb heading into grabbing his first key in the Mirror Temple.
Oh, it looks like Ben's actually trying to skip that feather there. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's a really cool strat. Really, the nice thing about doing this battle and fight fast is most of the time we don't have to worry about her attacks at all. So we can just focus on like getting to her as fast as possible and not worry about any of that.
Yeah, there are a few exceptions, such as the last room here, where it is a very long corridor with some feathers, and Madeline is able to get a few lasers off. So runners have to be very careful. Oh, running into the spikes there. A nice recovery.
Also now in the second half of this battle and fight, it focuses a lot on these like moving blocks early on, at least for the main rings. And then the last two just use feathers. But generally, the momentum of this is helpful, but there's a bunch of places where it can easily mess you up.
And now Lv99Weeb making his way through this horizontal corridor with a lot of pitfalls and these blades. Making excellent work there, getting through that with no problem as he heads to the mirror to begin the Seeker sequence. Oh, nice wall bounce. And Ben taking care of this last screen. He's going to race to battle in here and get a level up, which allows them to get another dash. And as you see, he's utilizing this here to clear these vertical sections. And it definitely will be a main focal point as we go to Chapter 7, which is the Summit.
And it looks like Ben ends up with around a 626, 627. 626, that's a pretty solid time for that chapter.
And now Lv99Weeb moving through these very quick cutscenes as he gets prepared to take on the Seekers.
So now the main important thing of Summit is we got 2 dashes, which is pretty obvious, but it allows us to do so much here. Because interestingly, Benteezy has been using a ton of ultra dashes, and because he has 2 dashes now, that means we don't really even need to be careful about making sure we preserve our dashes to be able to do that, because we have 2. So basically, Summit is, at least the very start, is basically like a recreation of like a small part of each of the 1 levels. So that was the reflection section, and now it goes back from like all of the chapters. So now Ben is in the Chapter 1 section here, which focuses a lot more on using these zippers, which are the moving blocks here, that we don't really ever use in actual Chapter 1, but we're forced to use them a lot in Summit here.
And Lv99Weeb getting through this last section with the Seekers here, doing excellent work, very clean. I really like that. Getting away unscathed, dealing with that Seeker, and moving on to a cutscene and getting ready for the search section of Chapter 5.
Okay, and now Ben is moving into 1,000 meters. So this just brings back the whole dream blocks from earlier, but the important thing is that we can actually hyper dash out of them. And that saves a lot of time in a couple rooms. And it looks like Lv99Weeb gets his search skip. That's really big.
Yes, that is huge. And with Benteezy going through 1,000 meters here, we can emphasize on hypering out of these dream blocks here. It's not really viable in Chapter 2 as you only have one dash, but with 2, Madeline is able to utilize both dashes and make excellent work through these sections, as you see there, and it saves a lot of time.
Yeah, Ben's had a very solid stunt so far. It's a good pace. And now 1,500 meters, probably the hardest section other than 3,000 meters. There's a lot of tight cycles here because we're bringing back the dust bunnies from Chapter 3.
So Lv99Weeb is moving on to the Theo section as Benteezy is moving through the infamous 1,500. This section in particular can make or break anybody's run. With a few long rooms and these wonderful dust bunnies getting in the way, but we're about to see some beautiful movement here in this next room. Let's see if he can pull it off. Nope, he actually
looks like
dashed
unfortunately he waits too long for the second dash, so he loses all of his speed. But it looks like he got it second. Oh, just a tiny bit too slow. But that's it. Oh, okay, I cursed it. I'm sorry, Ben.
He clears it there.
And he gets the room first try.
And Lv99Weeb moving through, hauling Theo off to get into that giant eyeball in the sky here.
But yeah, Ben there really just showed well why that section is so challenging. It's like really punishing and hard. So now in 2,000 meters, we're bringing back everybody's favorite mechanic in this game, the wind. But it looks like Benteezy's just breezing. I said it again! I need to stop that.
I'm glad that you're giving out the curses today and not me, so...
He's clearing the rooms quickly. Ben's on pretty good pace overall, but he's definitely not on PB pace because he lost too much time in a couple of chapters. Okay, so now another kind of spike jump coming up on Benteezy's side. By holding neutral when we wall jump there, you just have to time 2 jumps well, and we can skip going down and getting a bubble, and just get that key super easily.
Lv99Weeb here, closing out Chapter 5. It looks like he's on a really good pace to actually make a huge jump on his PB. I'm really excited, and I'm hoping that he can pull that off. As Ben goes for door skip and nails it. Moving to this last vertical section here before we move into 3000.
As Lv99Weeb finishes up his Mirror Temple, that's the name of the chapter, yeah.
All right, Benteezy heading into the home stretch here as Lv99Weeb moving into chapter 6. Ben taking a moment to think about what he was going to do there. He didn't have 2 dashes to get that dash crystal. And Lv99Weeb making excellent work of this vertical section with the feathers, which I don't think we really dabbled too much on. So basically with the feathers, as you will see on both screens coming up here, Madeline is able to control pretty much any direction that she wants to go. If you're on a controller, definitely using an analog stick is helpful, but I've seen some keyboard players do fantastic work utilizing that feather movement.
Heck yeah, dude. Keyboard's the best.
I tried it, and I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it.
So something I should have mentioned, but the wind in 3,000 meters of summit is different from the earlier wind. It's a little bit more fun and basically just changes gravity. So fortunately now Ben's in the updraft section, and you can just get like so much extra height off of every dash that we can basically just like go over everything that we're intended to jump off of or whatever. And like coming up right here, you can actually neutral jump over this like pretty big spike right there.
Benteezy moving on to flag 10, and then quickly on to flag 9 here, as Lv99Weeb is moving through, getting to our first giant crush block. Excellent work there as he moves on to the second one. Alright, Benteezy in the home stretch here on flag 4, moving into flag 3. I'm curious to see if flag 3 is going to give him a little trouble. It has been the bane of a few runners during this race. We'll see what happens here. Nice, he clears it. As Lv99Weeb moving through the maze section of chapter 6.
And Ben is on the final checkpoint here. It looks like he might just barely pull out a sub 35.
It's very close
at this point. Yeah, and it looks like he does. 34.56. That is not a bad time. Not a great run for Ben. He had a couple of large mistakes, like that auto squirrely skip in chapter 4. But other than that, he played fairly well.
I like that he was going for that, trying something new. It definitely looked very exciting. I might have to try to see if I can get that for my runs as well. But overall, a very nice run from Benteezy. And now we're going to have Lv99Weeb on great pace for a PB. Probably a massive improvement here. Possibly maybe the biggest in the tournament. We'll have to wait and see. So I'm definitely gunning for him to knock this out. Nice recovery. All right, Lv99Weeb taking the top route here. This might be the first time I've seen this screen, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising. Most of the time, I don't see this, but actually both runners choosing to take this route in this run.
Maybe they're onto something that we don't know.
It actually is slightly faster with the fastest strat.
Oh, okay.
But most people still prefer to take the bottom route for some reason.
Alright, so he's navigating through these spikes. He's making his way to meet up with the wonderful old lady of the mountain. He nails that very nicely. But he doesn't have time to speak with his elders. He's on a mission to go and take on Battle-In here, making his way down south. So at this section, there are some intended skips made from the developer. As you saw there, there's these little gaps that you can slip into. It is a huge risk, as you can end up missing one, and if you do, you miss a checkpoint. But there's a checkpoint right there, but he clears it perfectly fine. Nice.
And it looks like now we have Benteezy in here for a quick interview. So how do you feel about that run, Ben?
What's up, guys? I actually felt really good about the run. I'm sad that every level pretty much had like one room where I just died 3 times, and therefore like there was no way that run would even have a chance of PBing. But yeah, I thought I played overall pretty good, except for like a room here and there in each chapter.
Yeah, I could definitely feel that. There were a bunch of rooms, like the like 2 ultra room in 1500 meters and that auto scroller in chapter 4. That definitely seemed like they dragged your time back a lot.
Yeah, so that auto scroller, a friend of mine from the Iconoclast community, Risky, actually showed me that strat before this run, and I actually practiced it for like about half an hour, I would say, before the run, and I thought I had all the visual cues down. I actually got it the second try, but my Xbox controller is, you know, how B is right to the right of the A button, so like after I pressed the jump, like my finger slid off A and hit B. So I actually like immediately canceled my jump with dash, and that's why I died. And then I was so mad that I wanted to get it after after messing it up like that, so I tried to do it again.
I think that auto scroller is just cursed in this tourney, because so far in both of my races I've died there, not because I messed up, but because I thought I messed up when I made it and then I messed up.
So Benteezy, will we expect you to go for that strat in future races?
Yeah, I think the visual cues Risky gave me are pretty consistent. I just have to not get nervous in the moment and like accidentally fat finger my dash. So I definitely am going to be incorporating it. Pretty much every strat I did is my normal, like any percent strat. I didn't go for any safe strats or anything. Like just because I'm the first seed in my group, so I'm expected to win my matches. So, but I'm not going to play it safe. I'm still going to try to PB every run and try to improve every race if I can.
Yeah, it seems like you do like a ton of ultras.
Yeah, I love so back in the day when like the PB, the world record was like a 37 minutes or something, and then Maglor took it with like a 36 something. I watched his run, and that's when we first like found out about wall bouncing. And Maglor had like a ton of wall bounces in his run, and me and TGH were like, yo, mind blown. And so I tried to emulate that style and add wall bounces to everything. And for a while there, I was pretty much the only person doing it. But as the skill improved overall in the community, lots of people started adding wall bounces to their run. So I started looking for something new to add to my runs, and ultras are like the new thing, basically, that like basically the more stylish runners go for to save the frames.
Like shoes all the cool kids have.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I was super proud of my battle line fight. I messed up one screen in chapter 6 that cost me that. So my chapter 6 PB is a 619. I got a 626 this run, and I died like 5 times in that triple bumper room. And so if I hadn't died a billion times there, I would have had like the best chapter 6 in my life. So I was really happy with that chapter 6 overall.
Alright, and Lv99Weeb is making his way through the battle line fight right now. Doing some excellent movement and dodging these lasers.
Yeah, this room that Weeb is in at the moment on the restream, I went for a wall bounce in that room that I died on. So that was the only other mistake I remember from Chapter 6 was that in the triple bumper room. Otherwise, I felt like my run there was pretty solid.
I do feel that Reflection is similar to like Chapter 3, where a lot of runners, that's like a make or break for a lot of people. It's like 3, 6, and Summit. If you can get those down, you can have like some really great times, but at the same time, any like few mistakes here and there can really just cost a run.
Yeah, those chapters that you mentioned are like the chapters that are quote unquote simpler, but all the rooms are longer. So every single mistake just like is worth double the mistake of something in Chapter 1 or Chapter 2 because you go back so far on the screen.
That is true. Alright, so Lv99Weeb is moving into the second portion of the battle line fight here.
Yeah, I just want to say shout outs to my opponent again. I saw some kind of negative comments early on during the race because when I was getting a lead, and I want to remind everybody that like these tournaments are for fun, and you know it takes a lot to get in front of a big crowd and just play your game. So shout outs to him for having the courage to get up there and finish. And you know, he didn't expect to beat me going into this, but he's still playing his race out and doing the best he can. So shout outs to him for definitely playing it out.
And it looks like he's definitely at least been practicing this a bit. He's like looking like he's about to smash his PB.
Yeah, which is impressive because from trying to schedule all these matches with him, I think this is actually his first match of the tournament. He's just like a really busy guy overall. So like the fact that he's still making time to practice and making time, to improve his time while participating in the tournament, while having a busy life, shout outs to him.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it does take a lot to, to be in front of a grand audience, especially for being on Speed Gaming 1, which is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's like the main channel out of the group. So there were a lot of people in here prior to the race. So
yeah, especially following that randomizer match, like they had like 2,000 people in the channel.
Oh, unfortunately, he's just getting clipped by like the last couple of frames of that laser there.
Nice evasion, avoiding those lasers as he takes out Battle in one more time. Gonna get that level up here and make his way into Summit. Again, making a fantastic time. I mean, realistically, a sub 1 hour could occur from here.
He's got like 14 minutes to Summit. Should be pretty close for him.
But you can never tell for sure at this point. Like, even though Ben makes Summit look easy, it's still a very hard level.
I'm glad I got the sub 10. After that 1500 room, I thought I was just gonna like get tilted, and that's been the norm for me in tournament races across all the games. Like Celeste, Link to the Past, everything at the randos, NMG. No matter what I'm playing, I feel like I make a mistake and then I make more mistakes because I get upset. So I'm trying to work on that. I'm using this tournament for practice for that too. Pressure gets to you, man.
Yeah, I experienced that in one of my races. I got super tilted in Chapter 2 and just fell apart. But I was able to just kind of like recompose myself and was able to finish strong. So it is an important factor, and I feel like some people might feel pressured to just immediately jump in to get back into the action. But like definitely if you feel that you need to take like a short break, like 30 seconds, 10 seconds or whatever, like go for it, because it really makes a big difference.
Fortunately, I haven't had to deal with that issue yet because all of my tournament races so far have been really good. I PB'd my first one, and then I was 2 seconds off of my PB on the second one because I restarted in the last room of Mirror Temple.
Oh no. I was like, wait, last room? Oh, eyeball. Oh no. It's like a sequence of the realization of what you were saying there.
Oh, nice save from Lv99Weeb, getting through that first room there. Or first section, excuse me. As he jumps into 500 meters.
Alright, so I'm gonna let you guys finish this up. Unless you had another question.
So actually, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you're now 5-0, so you have 2 races left. Have you taken on the 2nd and 3rd seed yet in your group?
I don't remember who was seeded what. I know GD Tog was my 2nd seed, and I did play him already. So I don't remember who the 3rd seed was. Before the tournament, like the tournament was announced like right before SGDQ, and like then everybody was away at SGDQ, and then it kind of started right after SGDQ. So we kind of seeded with like the PBs that people had, but most people were kind of just playing the game either like really casually or not at all back then. And then like the SGDQ race happened and the tournament got announced and everybody got really hyped. So like the rate of improvement like in the tournament itself, like there's PBs like almost every single race. So maybe if I had waited a little longer to race my opponents, they might have given me a harder difficulty. So I'm trying to get all these races out of the way before everybody gets super good.
Yeah, that's why I plan to not race my 1st seed in my group until like the very end.
That's smart. Get it, Cookie. Make that upset.
I bopped him, so it's looking good. Yeah, but also, now that you're 5-0, that I'm pretty sure that means you're like guaranteed out of the group. So you feeling good about that?
Yeah, I think it would have been. So I participated in the Link to the Past No Major Glitches tournament, and that tournament was announced like way in advance, and a lot of people were like really anticipating that tournament and hyping it up and practicing. So when I went into my group in that tournament as the 1st seed, you know, I actually got upset by the 2nd seed because players had a lot of time to practice up and sharpen their skills, even though their PBs now might be the greatest. So the bracket stage, I'm expecting like. Even if I make it out as a 1st seed and have to face a 4th seed, like I'm still expecting like the matches to be really difficult because I feel like anybody that makes it to the bracket is going to be so like focused and like working on improving a lot that they're going to make sure to give you a run for your money no matter who you are. So I saw a little bit of chatter earlier about like TGH is going to win the tournament free, but like TGH's PB is not even a minute ahead of Revo's anymore, and reminder that, you know, that's his PB, that's his best possible time. You know, just because they're a minute apart on PBs doesn't mean they're that far apart. So I definitely expect everybody to keep improving and for the matches to be really sick in the bracket. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction now. I expect Black Pair to upset somebody in the bracket if he makes it. He has been going crazy in this tournament. I believe his PB when he was submitted in seeds was at a 45, and now he's sitting, I believe I saw him do a 38, so I don't know if he's gotten faster than that. And he did beat me, actually. That race was really close. I lost by 8 seconds, but he's just been going crazy. So I'm looking forward to seeing just how fast and how much more time he can save as the tournament progresses.
Yeah, just a reminder, like this is the group stages. This is technically like our qualifiers for the main bracket. So, you know, a lot of these players have been improving slow and steadily, and it's going to be a pretty good tournament going forward, I think.
All right, so we have Lv99Weeb moving into the 2nd longest room in 1500. Oh no.
Yeah, unfortunately, you just get stuck at the very end and can't quite neutral wall jump his way back up. Just like you kind of saw with Ben, deaths at the end of this room are incredibly punishing.
This is the room that makes everybody hate 1500.
I hate like every room in 1500.
See, I'm the odd man out. This is like my favorite section because it's like when you clear it clean or you hit like those, you know, make those things happen. It's a super confidence boost, and you just like can rock through the rest of the summit.
I feel like that never happens for me though, which is the problem. And interestingly, Lv99Weeb's deciding to take the top route there. That's different from what most runners use, but it is not very much slower at all. So if that's like what he feels more comfortable doing, it's definitely understandable.
Yeah, that's the old route. Even when some people started going the south route, like some of the more veteran runners were like, "Is that even like faster? Like I don't even know if I should bother like learning that." Like that's how close the rooms are in time. But yeah, thank you guys for commentating. Thanks to Speed Gaming staff for everything they're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Let you guys finish up.
Yep, and thank you for stopping in.
I'm sure my opponent's gonna beat the crap out of the rest of this summit. So good luck to him, and I'll be in the chat watching.
Nice. And with that, Lv99Weeb clearing 1500, getting ready to take on some wind in 2000.
And it looks like he's also taking a different route here. This is a like very common safer route from the top path that Benteezy took earlier.
He's making great work of it.
Go ahead, go ahead.
As we move into the wind section here. Nice save.
Okay, and he makes it to the wind sections fairly solidly. But like from his side, you can also really see just how annoying the wind can be, and how hard it is to move with the wind there.
So now we're in the section of auto scrollers here. The first one was a horizontal one, and now we got a vertical here. Making great work for this part. Wow, this is a very clean 2000 right now, and I'm running the risk because I have yet to curse anybody, but I have faith. He's gonna pull through this, and it's gonna be just super clean.
Unfortunately, this room is pretty simple, so I don't think you've got a chance of cursing him here.
Now, see, if the mishap happens, I'm gonna just turn around and blame you.
That's the goal. You gotta come out of this clean. I'm fine with like ruining everyone's dreams.
Well, that's one you didn't get. He came through that clean as he's moving on to 2500, the Mirror Temple section. And now he's actually continuing with that momentum. He's getting through this pretty clean. There was a little bump in the road at the very beginning, but that's okay. So he's heading for this bubble here to get the key. And he gets it. Nice with the retry, saving some seconds here. As he moves into, I think he's got, what, 4 screens left before he hits 3,000, if I'm not mistaken?
Five? Is it? I don't know how to count. It's 4. Yeah, it's 4. Okay.
Okay. Alright, he's getting very close to the end. Oh!
And okay, yeah, he is just most likely he's going for door skip skip. This actually, instead of like giving you the 9 years that door skip saves, this one only saves like 8 years. But good that he got it first try.
I think I'm actually going to follow that trend moving forward. I stress out over that skip so much for no reason.
Yeah, door skip is so scary, like, if you aren't super used to it. And, like, because it's a meme or whatever, you feel, like, pressured into going for it.
And again, a very nice 2,500 as he moves into 3,000. I'm looking at the chat, and it looks like he has an offline PB of 1 hour and 12. Very capable of making that happen here, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it looks like he might be able to take almost 10 minutes off of that.
All right, chat, you guys know the deal. As we hit these flags, I want to see those numbers. Let's get this countdown going.
Also, this downdraft section here is probably just as hard as the 1,500 meter section. The downwards wind causes a lot of issues if you aren't like 100% sure of what you're doing.
Yeah, and it can be very stressful just trying to navigate through these spike sections. So we got these springboard sections here. Oh, ooh, okay, I see you. Nice, that was nice and clean. I like that. Let's go.
And now he's in the very last checkpoint of this downdraft section. Looks like he's got that just fine. Just got to dash up for now. I mean, he's still fairly solid, even though he had a couple of deaths at the start.
All right, so now we're moving into the updraft section, which is basically the opposite of the previous one. Madeline is going to get very floaty, and of course the mountain is going to provide lots of places where you can't land. There's lots of spikes and lots of pitfalls to prevent her from catching her breath. But with that extra gravity, so to speak, she's able to take longer jumps and to clear a lot of places that normally she wouldn't be able to.
And probably the biggest difference in the updraft section here is that it's actually fun.
That is true. Alright, so this is the last time that we will see these, if I'm not mistaken, and they are gone forever as we keep moving through. Nice. Gets out of that situation with that dash crystal solo to those spikes as he is navigating through more spikes and hitting flag 10. As we move into flag 9, which is already over, That one is pretty peculiar because there are some intricate dashes that you have to take, and he handles that very nicely as he moves into flag 7 and getting ready to get out of here. Alright, so he's about to finish up the F-drap section and head into the final stretch here as he hits flag number 5. So in this section, the wind is all gone. It's just Madeline and these last few sections. We got the feathers coming back and just some nice tight jumps in small areas that she has to work with. As Lv99Weeb making it through. Oh, nice save. Oh, let's go. Okay.
Now he's on the flag 2. Hopefully he should be good here. Please, no more deaths. I probably cursed it.
No, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it.
These spikes here. Looks like he might actually have a little bit of trouble with stamina. No, looks like he just barely makes it. So flag 1 now. Hopefully should be free from all possibility of death. But we've all like done it once or twice.
He's hitting a couple dashes and he'll be finished here.
Okay, and it looks like he finishes up with a time of, I'm not sure if that was an 05 or 04, 1:35.05. So that is a huge PD for him. That's really nice. PBing by just a little bit over 9 minutes. That's really good, especially for a tournament race like this.
All right, we're going to see if we can get Lv99Weeb into the chat for an interview here. Congratulations to both runners. Again, Benteezy with the victory and Lv99Weeb with the PB here. If you guys are out there and enjoying this race, be sure to give them a follow, man. We'll get that posted up in the chat here momentarily. All right, so looks like we are going to get him set up to pop in here real quick. All right, so we have Lv99Weeb with us. How is it going?
Yeah, pretty good, not bad. Little tired, hands a little shaky, but otherwise great.
Now, it is my understanding that this is a PB for you. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. Like I've been running like off. I haven't submitted anything because I haven't been recording. But as far as the actual boards go, it's about like a 40-minute PB or so, and then just in my personal, it's like a 10-minute.
There's still a huge jump in time. Very close to sub 1 hour. Definitely looking forward to when you hit that threshold. How did you feel about the run overall?
I mean, overall, I felt really good. Celestial Resort is like my least favorite thing, both the level and then 1500 meters. So I got snagged up on like 1 or 2 screens, and I was just like, oh my gosh, not again. But otherwise, I thought it was pretty good.
Right, awesome. So actually, I kind of got stumped. Cookie, you got anything?
I don't really have anything. Oh, did you have like any part of the run that you thought was like really good compared to how you normally play, or was it just like great overall?
No, I was really proud of my summit. I think my summit was pretty good. Aside, like I said, aside from 1500, I think my final mountain climb was pretty much the best I've ever done it. I kind of gold splitted everything, maybe except for Celestial, but it's just a lot of practicing I've been doing just on the side, and it's nice to see it work out. Especially because like I'm not the best, clearly, but it's like it's a nice little reminder that no matter like, you know, your status in this race, everybody can come out with improvement, and it's still fun, you know.
Oh, definitely. And actually, speaking of that, your 2000 and 2500 was very crisp, especially that 2000 section. I don't think you took a death in any of those rooms, so it was very clean. The chat was kind of going nuts as you were clearing through that.
You could say he really just breezed through 2,000 meters.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I actually accidentally said that like during 2,000 meters, and I'm sorry.
I can't wait to, you know, to view that back and, you know, sigh again. So.
All right, awesome. Well, Lv99Weeb, do you have any other races that are going to be coming up over the weekend?
Not over the weekend. I have like a gig over like next weekend too. So nothing yet. We're gonna start planning them. My group is called A Huge Mess, and it's a mess for everybody to get coordinated. So look for us to pretty much dominate the last couple weeks of racing.
I always thought the group was called like Huge Mess, just like talking about Ben.
You know, Ben's the best out of Ben's such a sweetheart, dude. He's trying so hard to get everything moving, and we're just terrible to him. So everybody shouts to Ben, dude.
Definitely. Huge shout outs to Ben for like just kind of navigating all of us cats into like a specific place to get everything lined up. Like he's doing fantastic work. And definitely looking forward to more of your races as they come about, and also more PBs too. I'm really excited for that.
I am, me too. Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yep, awesome. And then any shout outs or anything else you'd like closing before we head on out?
Just like, yo, just follow me on Twitch, man. Like it really helps. I'm actually low-key, I'm actually really close to a partner, so every little bit helps. If you're out there, you're thinking about speedrunning, please join the Celeste Discord. Get in there. It's a lot of really nice guys. They have a lot of fun, but dude, just do it. Like nothing's holding you back. Like, dude, Ben just beat me by 30 minutes. Like, what do you got to lose? You know? Just get into it, man. That's all I got.
So I guess that's going to be it for this race here. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure there's another race. I forgot what it was of though, coming up in like 10 minutes or so, also on this channel.
Yes, and then we will have more Celeste action bright and early if you're on the West Coast, as I am, at 7 a.m. I don't remember who is actually going to be on for that race, but all day Saturday and all day Sunday, we're going to have more fantastic races coming from all groups, and we'll have a bunch of great commentators. Cookie, are you actually commentating tomorrow or Sunday?
No, but I do have a race tomorrow night.
I might have to see if I can sign up and commentate for that. But we are going to wrap this up. Cookie, it was great commentating with you. I had a blast. I hope that you did as well.
Yeah, I had a really fun time. It was nice.
All right, so we're going to wrap this one up. Again, thank you to everybody watching. Thanks to the runners. And as always, thanks to Speed Gaming for everything that they put together to put on this great tournament and everything else. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.